Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording Monday, August 18th. EuroBasket is about a week from getting underway, but plenty of preseason games and some people talking about that. Celtics have made some signings in the last couple of days, and we're here. How you doing, Sam?
Doing pretty well. Jack touched on a couple of things we're going to talk about today. Should be a fun show. We'll go through your emails as well as we do on all the pods. Big shout out to you. If you do email us, you can do so at hbtcpod@gmail.com. We do read them every single time we do a podcast. And you can subscribe to the channel, leave a like, comment. We are here every single day with new stuff, so if you have fun today, stick around. Full pods Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, and again, everything else every other day. We got you covered. We'll go around the NBA, pick through some minor news, and then do the rat list and get up out of here. It's going to be a fun time. So, yes, subscribe, stick around. But, yeah, EuroBasket, little late summer treat for all of us this year. Some actually to pay attention to. We have some very notable men playing there.
Yeah. So we'll start there. We'll start with Kristaps because his first stat line in preseason has been going, I don't want to say viral, but Celtics Twitter has taken note. So 22 minutes in his first preseason game or one of his preseason games with Latvia, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. Played well in his limited minutes. And everyone's reaction on Twitter was, well, you can do it now, but you can't do it in the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. Everyone is pissed off. I saw Spoonie not too happy with the tweet on Twitter. All that good stuff. Hawks fans are going to be thrilled watching EuroBasket. Celtics fans are probably not going to be too happy watching Kristaps. But my take on this is this was always kind of like the plan. Like this was always what was going to happen. Kristaps was sick in the playoffs. And for what it's worth, I don't think he was, an incredible playoff performer in general. I don't think he historically has been, but it was pretty clear this year that the, health issues and the illness was getting to him. But he needed that extra time off to fully clear it from his system. He got it. So now he's back playing at EuroBasket. But I'll remind people as well, the Kristaps trade had nothing to do with Kristaps as a player, just to make that perfectly clear. Like I know a lot of people ended last season very upset with Kristaps, and understandably so. He was bad. He was objectively really bad in the playoffs. There's no other way around it. Yes, he was sick, but at the end of the day, then don't be on the court, right? And that's a Joe Mazzulla problem. That's a Kristaps problem. Like I respect pushing yourself, but know your limits because it was a detriment. The Celtics were going to trade Kristaps this summer, even if he averaged 30 and 10 in the playoffs. Like that's just kind of the way it was. It was a financial move. The Celtics needed to get off the money so they could duck under that second apron, and everyone else on the roster was a bit more important than what Kristaps brings to the team, unfortunately. So for as frustrating as this is, I think it's just also important to contextualize, like, you were always going to be mad at someone. You were always either going to be mad at the front office for trading Kristaps after he had an incredible playoff run, or you're going to be mad at Kristaps for playing well in EuroBasket after he played like crap in the playoffs. And it's just kind of a shitty reality that was always going to exist.
People are right to be mad. They should be furious. I think if you're going to be mad about something, be mad that the trade happened earlier in the summer. Because I don't really know how much EuroBasket would have moved the needle in terms of trade value. But there is a possibility that it could have. Like, people, I'm sure nobody was trading for Kristaps that was terrified of his health condition. Like, I don't think Atlanta was like, all right, like, we'll do this, but we are very nervous. I think if they had waited and he played really well, like, this is one game. Like, he could play poorly in some of the more meaningful games. Like, who knows what will actually happen in the tournament, right? But if he were to play well throughout the tournament, people would start to feel a little bit more relaxed about how he is as a player. Like, going into the summer after what we saw in the playoffs, at least on this show, we talked a lot about, like, what we thought we would get for him, like, what the return would be. And, you were very low and skeptical on what somebody would actually give up for Porzingis, and you were very right about it because they made the trade in June. But if they waited, maybe somebody would be more willing to give up assets that would actually be meaningful. But it's just a slippery slope because the Celtics weren't necessarily looking for assets. They were looking for cap relief, which is unfortunately the reality and is a sad return to have to seek in a trade, but it's what they had to do. So if you're upset about it, it's understandable, but if you're mad at the Celtics, you're mad at the wrong people. You should be mad at the league. You should be mad at the Players Association for the new CBA because that's the reason why they did it. Brad Stevens said as much. He said it at the early July presser before Summer League. He was like, these trades do not happen unless it was for the second apron. And that is the thing that is just a kick in the dick for all of us.
I don't know how much value Kristaps would have gained after EuroBasket. Because I think at the end of the day, one, like you said, they needed to do it in a very specific way where they shed a lot of salary. And so that was already going to limit the options they had. And the Hawks were in a unique enough position where they had a pretty dead contract. They didn't really care about moving in Terrence Mann. They had George Niang's deal, which the Celtics could absorb. Like you would struggle to find teams around the league with 30-ish million in dead money they would be okay moving off of to help the Celtics shed that salary without giving the Celtics long-term money. But on top of that, right, like well, two, I guess I should say, for as much as Kristaps could play well at EuroBasket, like you mentioned, and he has played well, this one game, if he goes out there and sucks the rest of it, it would tank his value. And maybe the Hawks wouldn't have given you 2 second-round picks on top of George Niang, or maybe they wouldn't have given you a sweetener. Like there's that element. And three, the Hawks are in a position where they kind of need to take chances. I don't know how much more Kristaps's value could have gone up because of just his entire history as a player, right? And I know we went through this whole argument this summer how like the illness is an outlier. And I still stand by my argument. There are no outliers with Kristaps anymore. There's always some reason he's not on the court. And I get that the illness is not connected to his other injuries, but the point stands is he's always not on the court. Like it doesn't matter what it is. Like there's always something. Like that's the thing. And they don't have to be connected at a certain point for it to matter, right? Like he has not been healthy for the playoffs ever. Ever. He has never been able to stay healthy long enough. It doesn't matter what it is. He just hasn't, right? And you could sit there trying to convince teams of, hey, like this wasn't connected. This was finally going to be dear. He was healthy. Like he had no injuries going on. It was just freak illness. At the end of the day, there was still a freak illness, right? Like there was still something that prevented Kristaps Porzingis from being able to play effective playoff basketball. And so how much are you going to be able to sell a team in a trade, even if that is true, to give you more assets? Like, I just think teams are scared to trade for a player who's not only probably not going to give them consistent playoff minutes for as talented as he is, and he's a very talented basketball player, but also just won't be an every night player in the regular season, most likely, right? Like you can't really afford to make him that because he's not going to stay healthy long enough. So I think at the end of the day, like as much as last year's illness was probably tanking his value a little bit just because he didn't play well in the playoffs, I think Kristaps' value just as a whole is part of just look at his career. He's never healthy. Like teams are always going to be skeptical of trading for that. Like the only reason the Celtics did it in the first place was because they could afford to, right? They could afford to take that risk. Like they knew they needed to take a risk to push themselves forward and win a championship. So they took a risk. And exactly. And they got value back for him. So like Kristaps, if you look at Kristaps' career, he has never been traded for positive value. Think about it. He got traded for Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans, and the Mavs had to attach a second-round pick in that trade to get off Kristaps. And then the Celtics traded Marcus Smart for Kristaps and got back draft picks. Like, this is just kind of who he is, right? There is no positive value Kristaps, unfortunately. That's just who he is as a player.
I still feel like there should be a split between the illness and the injuries, but we don't need to argue about it.
Even if there is a split,
to back you,
irrelevant. The split is irrelevant because he's never been a positive value trade asset is the problem.
That's fine. But just to back you, the freak illness is a real thing, and I think there was at least part of me that was thinking like, man, like, is this going to hinder him from playing at a high level? Like, is this going to compromise his like respiratory system or like whatever? Regardless of that, it was a freak illness, but the thing he got in the finals was a freak injury. He was like the 6th person ever to get that injury. Like it doesn't happen. The lack of luck was remarkable with him. And it stinks because he's an awesome like guy to have on the team, like good vibes, really exciting player to watch when he's playing. But the when is the problem.
Mm-hmm. And the freak injury in the finals didn't happen to Derek White. Didn't happen to Peyton Pritchard, didn't happen to Jalen. The freak illness didn't happen to Drew Holiday. It didn't happen to Al Horford. They both happened to Kristaps, right? At the end of the day, like they're not directly connected, but at some point your body is just not built to withstand this level of intensity constantly. And while there might not be a literal direct connection, like, oh, his ankle keeps getting injured over and over again, The direct connection is Kristaps. It is his body. Like he is probably like his body, whatever is like the way he was built when he was born and the way he grew up and the way his body is structured or his immune system and his bones and muscles, whatever. He is not built to withstand this level of NBA basketball intensity and constant running like that. That's probably what it is, right? Like that's what injury prone means. It's when a person's body is just not built as well as other players. That's why some players like Mikal Bridges can play 82 games a season and be chilling, be good, be fine. They can withstand it. And other players like Kristaps or Robert Williams or Gordon Hayward to a certain degree struggle to stay on the court. Like some people's bodies just aren't built as well as other people's bodies.
Maybe he's built better for the UFC. Did you see that?
Crazy quote. He's got to stop. he's got to stop. Come on, man. Really? Like
for those that didn't see it,
had to have known
he said he wants to have a post basketball fighting mixed martial arts career.
He's gonna die. He's going to hurt himself worse than he's ever hurt himself before.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, he would have a significant advantage in reach.
It doesn't matter.
He
could go up against a 5'4" guy and he just breathe on him, and Kristaps would sprain 2 wrists and break his skull. Like it doesn't matter. Like he's cooked.
I guess there were UFC fights this weekend, and Missoula was there. People were making a big deal about Missoula being there, but it was actually cool. Like he brought the whole coaching staff. Did you see
oh no, that's cool.
Like Tyler Lashbrook was there, Craig was there,
that's fun.
DJ McClay was there. He had the whole squad with him.
Shout out. I didn't see that. That's funny though.
Poor guy had to be accosted on the plane, the flight there though, to try to take a picture of him.
That was crazy.
Stared straight through his soul.
Yeah, no, that was nuts. Cool. We can move on. Before we continue, I do need to tell you guys about PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action this baseball season because it is baseball season and October is right around the corner. Obviously, we do the PrizePicks during the Celtics season as well. During the pregame shows, you just pick more or less on at least 2 players' stats for your chance to win up to 2,000x your cash. Sam and I like to do the PrizePicks with more on points. We did it for Jason Tatum a lot last year. We'll probably do it a lot with Jaylen Brown this year as he's going to be in a position to score. We'll do the more on turnovers for opponents, the less on points for opponents, whatever mood we're feeling. Make sure to tune in for the PrizePicks. PrizePicks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. It also puts its members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. Make sure to go on over and check it out. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. Run your game. All right, next Celtics thing. Neemi has also been playing at EuroBasket, so Celtics fans have something to maybe hate watch or whatever you want to say, but also something to watch with love. Neemi has been playing well. First 4 games in the exhibition so far. Again, the actual tournament doesn't start till next week. 12.7 rebounds in a block, 12.6 rebounds in a block, 12.5 rebounds in a block, 12, 5, and 3 blocks, 17, 9, and 2 steals, all on very efficient shooting, 5 of 7, 4 of 5, 5 of 7, 6 of 7. He's been good. I don't know what Portugal's record have been in those games.
I don't think.
I don't think it's very fair to put all of that on Neemi, as Portugal probably just doesn't have the best EuroBasket roster compared to some other teams. However, they do have better rosters than some other teams. I don't even know where I can find that, but I'll take a look. But Neemi's been playing well. It'll be fun to watch him. I don't know how much you can compare it to the role he'll play in Boston, but at the very least, it'll be good to see how efficient he can be with, a lot more pressure than he's going to have.
A lot more pressure, a lot more responsibility, at least in terms of minutes. Neemi's going to be an interesting watch here. Late August, early September. Good for our content. Can react to Neemi's output in these EuroBasket games. But you make a good point. What's the record? Like, is Neemi a good stats, bad team guy? Maybe. What if that's his role on the Celtics? Good stats, not so great Celtics team. Could be a thing. In all seriousness, though, it's good to see him more than anything shooting efficiently. Like in all those games combined, he's only missed 6 shots across 4 different games, and he's taken 26 shots. So 20 of 26 is pretty good for a guy who doesn't have the greatest touch around the basket. Granted, a lot of these field goals are probably dunks. Just guessing with the level of competition. I know they played Finland or Iceland. Like, don't really know anybody from Iceland that's in the league. Don't know any great basketball players from there. Lauri Markkanen would be on Finland if they played them. So that would be a notable name, but even then, probably isn't a Neemi stopper in the post or in the paint. I think it is going to be a very exciting watch for all of us because even though it's not necessarily the role he's going to play with the Celtics, he is going to be asked to play the starting role. Like, he's going to have to be out there for a lot of time. How is his conditioning? That's something he mentioned to Bobby Manning when Bobby sat down with him on a CLNS interview earlier in the summer, where he was like, yeah, want to be in really good shape. Like, need to be able to do that if I'm going to be an impact player on this team. And it's big facts. Have to be able to do that. The real question is going to be, how does he fare in low usage spots? Is he a good catch and finish guy? Is he making his little float shots? Those are the things that'll separate him from this year and last year, and also just being able to be disciplined on defense, disciplined on the glass. Needs to do it. Needs to do it big time.
I have no idea where to find the things. They beat Iceland, but I don't know where else I could find the other games.
Big win.
Because they're just – they lost to Finland.
Maybe not good.
I have no idea. Wait. Yeah, no, I got nothing. Anyways, regardless, it'll be fun to watch Neemi. Make sure to check it out at EuroBasket.
I think they beat Spain.
Again.
So they're at least 2-1.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird for the exhibitions because I wonder how many of Spain's players they actually played in the exhibition. Like, are they actually playing?
They probably played them preseason minutes. Because Neemi's not playing very many minutes either.
Exactly, yeah. But regardless, keep an eye on it. The thing I'm most excited to see is, I don't know what group Portugal is in, but I just want to see him guard, right? Because he's probably going to have to guard Giannis and Jokic and Valanciunas and all these like big NBA level guys. And if for nothing else, like the defense is probably going to, focus in on Neemi because he's the best player on the Portugal roster. But defensively, like, he's going to have to guard the best players as well. So I think that's what I'm going to be paying attention to most in EuroBasket. So I'll be excited to see how he fares against Giannis and Jokic. The other guys, if he does get a chance to play them. But next thing, the Celtics have signed Ron Harper Jr. to a training camp contract. I believe it's in Exhibit 10. I think Bobby Manning put out there. Ron Harper Jr. has been in the Celtics system before. He played in Maine the start of 2 years ago, I think, before he got traded to the Detroit Pistons. I don't think it was this past season because this past season
I think he
was
got
Anton
waived
Watson and
inside
Baylor
the
Sherman.
Pistons.
Waived, not signed. I don't even think he got waived. I think they just signed him to a two-way contract because he wasn't on a contract. He was just playing in the G League, and so the Pistons could just poach him. So I think they signed him to a two-way contract out of the Celtics G League.
Okay.
But I like
he was
Ron
on
Harper
the
Jr.
summer league team last year with rookie Shireman.
Maybe. I don't remember last summer, but I know he wasn't in Maine this past year. So I don't think, because I think it was. I don't remember. It's all blending together now. I don't know when he played.
I'm
it was a long
going
time
through the
ago.
same thing. The only reason why I have any kind of inkling of a hint of this is when Scotto tweeted the breaking news of this, he shared a picture of Harper in a Celtics jersey, and it had the Amica patch as the sponsor, which was a new thing for last season.
I see. Maybe it was last season then. Yes, because he was on Detroit 24-25. So it was this past year that he played for the Celtics G League team. So they're bringing him back. I don't know how many games he ended up playing for the Maine Celtics. I'm trying to search now. Real GM is taking its time to load. He played in, 38 games with the Motor City Cruise and Maine combined this past year in the G League. So we got some good run and average 16 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists on 45-38 splits. Listen, I think Ron Harper Jr. is a good player. I think he's got some good size. I think he moves his feet pretty well on defense. His three-point shot improved drastically this year in the G League, which is why he was on a two-way contract with the Pistons, in my opinion. Bringing him in to probably go back to Maine to play is, I can only assume, the goal. Exhibit 10 contracts have direct ties, so he now gets a little bonus if he does end up playing for the Maine G League team for a certain amount of games. So I'm down. I like it. I think he's a good player. Throw him next to Max Shulga, next to Hugo Gonzalez, Amari Williams, and those guys up in Maine, and I think it'll be pretty fun.
Yeah, it's definitely a good addition for Maine. All of the training camp invite spots are taken up now. I think that might be the biggest takeaway from this. So if there's anybody else you were excited about as a prospect, get rid of those expectations. It ain't happening. Not bad though.
Yeah, they could technically still sign someone to the 14th or 15th roster spot, excuse me. But for right
True.
now, they have nobody else, or no other open spots, I should say. Okay, email. Reminders always, you guys can email us at hbtcpod@gmail.com. That's hbtcpod@gmail.com. I don't know how many we have today. I'll open it up right now. But yeah, make sure to send us emails if you want to hear us talk about anything.
We got at least a couple.
Them.
I know at least two.
All right. I'll open it up. Yep, we have 3, 1 from Matt, 2 from RJ. I'm trying to separate my tabs right now so it'll go faster. First one from Matt, who says KP trade, and I think there was a rat list in there. So here we go. Matt Souza says, no, KP and traded. Kata talk, not rat list. I don't know where I read that. Matt says, Kata looks interesting in his Portugal game so far. I just want to say he's been shooting some mid-range shots and they look good. I'm curious if you see him working on that in the Celtics practices at all. If it's something he can actually use as a weapon in the season, I don't want to be a two-dimensional team that only scores at dunks and threes. But anyways, I just saw that Brooklyn took Haywood Highsmith's contract from Miami for a second-round pick. Do you think we gave up a bit much to Brooklyn for them facilitating the KP trade? Atlanta gave up a pretty good package, Terrence Mann, Niang, and a 22nd pick. Why didn't we get the 22nd pick and Brooklyn get the seconds? I get that Terrence Mann was kind of a salary dump, but it's not like he's untradeable by any means. They got a good player in a first-round pick. I still think that's 22nd pick should have been ours. I understand the finances and stuff, but you can trade picks for future picks if the salary of the 22nd was too much. I'm not sure how much the 22nd pick makes, but it's not much, and this was a good draft. There was great talent at 22. I just feel like we should be trying to get as much cheap talent as we can right now. Good day, fellas. I'm excited for the season and hope some young guys surpass our expectations. I don't think KP had that value. Like, I just think they need, like, the Nets needed that to take on Terrence Mann's contract. And for what it's worth, Terrence Mann's on a really bad contract. Like, it is bad. It's bad.
He makes the mid-level exception. He doesn't make. Let's not pretend he makes a fuck ton of money.
It's bad. It's a bad contract. Terrence Mann makes 15.5 this year, 15.5 the year after that, and 16 the year after that. It is as much the number as much as it is the length. Like, he is under contract for this year and 2 more years after this. He's 28 years old and he's not great. Like, he is not a rotational player for the past years. He shot 50 from the field and 36 from 3 last year and played in 60 games, but he wasn't playing in LA before that. Like, he was dwindling out of the rotation. Like, he makes too much money for what he brings to the table. Like, it's just, he's not a good and elite enough 3-point shooter to warrant $16 million. Like, and on top of that, like I said, nobody wants Kristaps. Kristaps has never been traded for positive value in his career. Like, that's just not.
This was
how it works.
A fantastic email for this show. Great email. Fit right into what we've
talked
about today.
Yes,
yeah. True. Man, being on like a mid-level exception level contract and being a bad contract, that's not easy. That is not easy to do. And like, I mean,
it's not the end of the world, but it's just like he averaged 7.7, 3 rebounds and 2 assists last year for $16 million. Like, it's bad. It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, there are guys that will put up similar stat lines to that, but they at least have like an elite skill. Like, my first instinct, Hauser doesn't make that much money, but if he were to make that much money, I think everyone would be fine with it. And he still didn't average like much more than that. He's just an elite 3-point shooter, which you need, and it's a great thing to have that. And Terrence Mann is not. Clearly, he's clearly not. He's not playing consistent minutes, so the length of the contract is tough. I don't think he had the leverage to get the 22nd pick. I just don't.
It is also like the Nets did not have to be in the deal. Like, the Nets could have just said no. And then, like, you're not just paying for them to take on Terrence Mann. You're paying for them to use $16 million of their cap space. You're paying for them to not sign other people. You're paying for them to not take on other players in trades. Like, that is why it's the premium. It's because they literally had no incentive to be in the trade. And so you give them the first round pick, unfortunately. Like, that's just
true.
What it is.
That is the price of getting them to play ball.
Neemi, I mean, all the bigs practice mid-ranges and threes in practices and shoot around. That's just, I don't think that it will be a big part of his arsenal next season. Like, I don't think the Celtics are going to say, yeah, go shoot some middies, Neemi. Like, I just don't think that'll be part of what they do.
I think it would be more likely that they ask him to shoot threes. I don't think to them if you don't really want guys that aren't the superstars taking mid ranges, Neemi is definitely not the first one. Like a guy who's not really anything more than a paint guy, doesn't have a great jump shot, even though it looks okay. Like we've seen him practice threes at the Garden in like the early pregame sessions. They are not going to be like, hey, why don't you take some shots that are worth the same amount as a dunk, Neemi, just that are harder.
Yeah.
I think it's like a good thing to have in your game. Like, and again, like I think if they're going to have him take jump shots, they're going to be threes. I don't think they're going to do either. But I think if you had to like look at betting lines, it would be like Neemi doesn't do anything except take paint shots minus 1,000. Neemi takes some threes but no mid range plus 600. Neemi takes no threes but expands to a mid range game plus 1,200. Like it would be crazy. Yeah. It might not even be that. Like it might be like plus 25,000.
I just don't think we're gonna see that. But yeah, RJ says historical hypothetical Havlicek edition. Yeah, thank you, Matt. Afternoon, folks. After the first to floor all-time Celtics draft, I was chatting with Sam about one of the greatest what-ifs in Celtics history. What if John Havlicek hadn't retired and gotten to play alongside Larry Bird? It was more of a possibility than you think. First, Havlicek was still playing well when he decided to hang up his sneakers at 37. He played 237 out of the 246 regular season games in his final 3 seasons, averaging 35.1 minutes per game in that span. He also played in 24 playoff games in that span, including 58 minutes in a triple overtime game. He left by choice, not necessity, as he announced his decision prior to the 78-78 season. So what changed? I think it all started after the 76 title when Paul Silas asked for a raise. Red Auerbach wouldn't give it to him, and that led to Red replacing Silas with the retired Don Nelson with Sidney Wicks and Curtis Rowe. Silas was a fierce rebounder, still holds the record as Boston's best offensive rebounder, but he also helped take the pressure off Dave Cowens, which let Big Red play all out. Silas was traded the day before the 76-77 season started. 3 weeks later, Cowens took a leave of absence for the team for reasons he never disclosed. Many speculated it was because of the Silas trade. In January 1978, Havlicek announced he would retire at the end of the season. In the press conference, he mentioned that he told Red of his decision coming into the season. Was that decision influenced by the changes he saw in the aftermath of the 76 championship? If they were, and had Red kept Silas, would John have continued to play? 77-78 saw him share the court with rookie Cedric Maxwell. Max started 60 games in his second season, so the idea of Hondo shifting into a 6-man role is not far-fetched. Finally, what about acquiring Bird? Red spent big to get Larry as a junior eligible, using the 6th spot in the draft. That pick was the Celtics' own from finishing 32-50. If they had a better record with Silas, Hondo, and a more energized Cowens, let's say they make it to the playoffs at 41-41, and that moves them down to the 10th spot. Does that drop cost them Bird? Unlikely. The Pacers, who had a history of targeting native talent, picked at number 3, taking Rick Roby. If we move Portland, the Lakers, the Bulls, and the Hawks up 1 spot, to any of them wait a year for Bird? Probably not. 3 of them took guards to fill immediate needs, while the Lakers, I'm assuming Red doesn't make the Charlie Scott trade that got Boston the 8th pick, had Adrian Dantley and Jamal Wilkes in the front court. So Larry still lands in Boston. A lot of what ifs, but none of them far-fetched. It would have made Bird's rookie year even more remarkable. Be well, RJ. There you go.
Interesting piece. It would have been cool to like have like a legitimate passing of the torch between the two instead of like this weird gap year or two where things were very strange in Boston, as RJ laid out, as they showed in the documentary as well, with the Cowens leave of absence, just being like, I don't think I'm going to play this year. Can you imagine if that happened today? Just the amount of like the sheer amount of people with microphones in front of them, first and foremost, given all their thoughts, would be quite the...
if the Havlicek retirement was like in today's day and age.
No. If Cowens was like, I'm just not going to play.
Yeah. No, I mean, we've seen it, I guess, in certain ways.
Oh, Kyrie did it, kind of.
Ben Simmons did it. We've seen players do it, I suppose. James Harden kind of did it. James Harden has done it, kind of.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Jay Crowder did it.
Wait, when did Jay Crowder do that?
He just didn't play for the Suns. He was just like, I'm not doing it. And
they
traded him to the Bucks for 5 second-round picks. Thank you, RJ. Last one, Pritchard and the keys to the future. Hey, folks, great pod Sunday morning. I think Pritchard on his own can start for the Celtics. Problem is he's not on his own, and I'm not discussing his defense here. We all know the 26-27 season is going to have a much bigger development component in the last 3 years. Let's assume a starting 4, Brown, White, Hauser, and Cada. The circle of trust guys this year looks like Boucher, Shireman, Walsh, and Joe's rotating 10th man. The 5th starter is Pritchard or Simons. Likely doesn't affect their production either way in the first half, but who is providing a guiding hand to the bench guys on the court, helping them develop their confidence in playing in the Celtic system. I think that's where Peyton makes his biggest positive difference. And in terms of winning games this year, I believe he can get greater production from the bench guys than Simons will. Start Simons, but Pritchard is first off the bench and the guy you close with. Be well, RJ, who's looking forward to the Celtics winning 45 plus games. I would love it. My biggest thing with Pritchard on top of that, though, he's earned this, right? And I'm not saying like Pritchard has been the I will do whatever the team needs for the past 4 years now. He wasn't in the rotation under Ime. He didn't play under Joe the first year. He was the sixth man last year. All the while, you bet your ass he probably thinks he's the best player on the team. Like, if there's anybody on the team who thinks he's better than Tatum, it's Peyton Pritchard, right? You know what I'm saying? And Jalen. But
Well,
you get the point. But you get the point. Like, Peyton Pritchard probably thinks I am the best guy in this locker room, but I'm going to do whatever it takes for the team to win. He barely played in the playoffs at times when they won the championship. I am not like, if you're going to sit there and tell Peyton Pritchard, no Jrue Holiday, Jason Tatum's out for the year, Kristaps and Al are gone, you're still coming off the bench. Every man has his breaking point where he's not going to be happy anymore. Let the man start. Like, if I'm him, I'm over it. Right? Like, so. On top of the fact that I just think he's the better player, he has earned it. He's going to be a part of this team for sure for the next 3 seasons. I don't think it's like time to fuck around anymore. Just start Peyton Pritchard. Just that's where I'm at.
It's a good point. Like, if you're the front office and you want to tank the season, it's a good start. Just bring him off the bench, get him all pissed off, just fuck the vibes in the locker room right from day one. Like, that is a good self-sabotage move. Like, get AJ in the draft, and we'll be back bopping in 26, 27.
Just start Peyton Pritchard, man.
They should start him. In all seriousness, I mean, just thinking back to like the offseason last year, and we got the lovely Jay King feature about Pritchard and the workouts that he went through, but really like what his thought process was, like making those heaves in the finals, and he was like, listen, I don't want to be on the bench anymore. Like, this sucks, not being able to go out there and play. I'm going to work my ass off so that does not happen to me again. And it paid off for him last year. Like, he was a legitimate star in terms of, like, the reception he would get within the franchise, within, like, the community. Like, people love Peyton Pritchard. There was all the Pritch Please stuff. Like, he was doing community events. All of that stuff's very real. And this year, he's going to have an opportunity to take that a step further, especially considering, like, thinking about Peyton Pritchard, this is not perfect science. But really, anytime they've been like, hey, we got some minutes for you, what do you think? Have you ever been disappointed? Not really. Like, usually he plays a little bit above what we all expect him to. There aren't real moments where you're like, man, he just didn't seem ready for this. Even when he was hardly playing his first couple seasons. Like, it's the most random performance I talk about all the time. He comes in game 2 against the Nets in a playoff series that was tightly contested. They're down 17 in this game. And he finishes the night with 10 points. I think all of them were in the fourth quarter. Really impressive stuff from a guy who was hardly doing anything for the team. Like, wasn't afraid of the moment. In that game, he literally has, like, a shot creation moment at the end of the shot clock where it's like, nothing else you can do. You got to do something, Peyton. And he hits a step back, which would have been a 3 if his foot wasn't on the line. He's built for it. I'm starting to like really drink the Kool-Aid on what if he takes another step up this year.
Yes, I think he will, and I think he can, and I think starting him is the best way to push him forward in order to do so. So I just think just start the guy is going to be a part of your core for the next 4 years. Like just run it. NBA section, the NBA or NBC I should say in particular. Has announced the start of Coast to Coast Tuesdays, which is basically pushing things back a little bit so they can have full slates of NBA games, which means the second leg of NBA doubleheaders are going to start at 11 p.m. Eastern. So
I don't quite understand this. I've heard of it. I heard about this. I knew about the late starts. Is Coast to Coast meant to be like they're going to have like a 4-game slate where it's like the early game starts at 6:30 or 7, and then they have a middle game, and then they have the late game?
I'm not entirely sure, but I just think it's so there's a primetime game on the West Coast. I think they just want a primetime 8 p.m. game on the West Coast. I'm not sure exactly what's going to mean. I just think they just want a primetime game on the East Coast, a primetime game on the West Coast, and then like some things littered in between. I don't know the exact full length schedule of how it's going to look. I just saw this on Twitter, and I just think, so NBA 11 p.m. doubleheader schedule. I just think it's going to be so there's a West Coast game in primetime at 8 p.m. on the West.
I'm sorry to our listeners. I couldn't care less about the fucking West Coast. They have it so nice where they don't have to be up until 1 in the morning watching games ever. I don't think, like, I don't care if you have an 8 p.m. start.
Yeah, you're actually kind of punishing them.
Yeah.
You're making them stay up later.
Like, literally, I haven't looked that closely at the Celtics schedule yet. When they have an 11 p.m. game, it's going to kill me. Like, you're going to get peak Grumpy Sam, especially, I mean, they'll probably lose. Like, they're not going to be that great this year. Like, probably going to stay up till, like, let's see, what's that, 2.5 hours, 1:32 in the morning to watch them lose to the fucking Lakers. Like, what the hell? Like, so ridiculous. If this was more than just giving the West Coast a primetime game, I would be like, oh, like, that's a cool idea. Like, if you're going to make it a 3-game slate, all right, like, kind of respectable, kind of cool. Like, in the playoffs when they randomly have, like, a 5 p.m. game and then they do a 4-game Friday, that's kind of fun.
Yeah. Taking a look very quickly at the Celtics schedule, it looks like their latest game start is 10:30. So it doesn't look like they got killed with an 11 p.m. game. So they just have one 10:30 p.m. It is January 3rd at the Clippers. However, they do have 1, 2, 3, 4. They only have 4 10 p.m. or later games from what I'm seeing briefly.
Ooh.
Which not too bad. They do have a good amount of 8 p.m. starts, which is kind of annoying.
At home?
Most are away. Most 8 p.m. starts are away.
All right. I don't like the 8 p.m. home.
They have an 8 p.m. at home against Houston. I don't see many other ones. They have an 8 p.m. home against New York.
Mm-hmm.
They have an 8 p.m. home against San Antonio. So there's a few 8 p.m. and Minnesota and Phoenix. They have a good amount of 8 p.m. at homes. I saw 9 p.m. starting here, which I don't really understand.
At home?
I don't know. No, I don't know if it's at home. I just saw 9 p.m. in the Eastern local time section, but I can't seem to find it anymore. No, it's at Utah, so it's an away.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay.
I don't think they would ever have a 9 p.m. at home.
When they did that 8:30 Saturday primetime Lakers game on daylight savings day, so we didn't leave the Garden till like 3 in the morning. That was fucking crazy. That was a day.
Yeah, no, not many of those. Other than that, pretty normal, but cool. Next thing, I have a little guessing game for you, Sam.
We love
it's very brief, very brief. So CBS Sports recently did an article where they announced their quarter century team. Mm-hmm. So obviously it's 2025. It's the first 25 years of the century. So I just want you to guess who was on the quarter century team according to CBS Sports.
How many players?
So there's a first team, a second team, and a third team. So
okay,
just standard first, second, third team. It's by position though, for the sake of the article.
Steph Curry, first team.
Yep.
LeBron, first team.
Yep.
Jokic, first team.
Yep.
Tim Duncan, first team.
Yep.
And Kobe, first team. They love Kobe.
Correct. First team. Correct 100%.
Whoa.
4 of them were unanimous. 4 of the selections were unanimous.
Who was not Jokic?
Jokic was not unanimous.
Look how sharp I am. It's like I didn't. I swear I didn't look at the thing.
Okay, second team.
This is where it's gonna get hard.
You should get the one who wasn't unanimous, who almost got voted first team.
Was Shaq?
Mm-hmm.
Shaq was the second best dude.
Everything else is a little bit more.
They got Dwayne Wade on there. They love him.
Second team. Yep. Dwayne Wade.
Yep.
3 titles.
KG?
No.
Point guard. I want to say Steve Nash, but I don't think he's this high on the.
Not second team, no.
He's on the third team.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's the last point guard dude? Oh, Chris Paul. Duh.
Yeah. Chris Paul.
Okay, so we have Chris Paul, we have Shaq, and we have Dwayne Wade. So we're missing the small forward and the power forward.
Both of whom you should get. Mm-hmm. Well, one is
KD.
You're going to be like, yeah.
Is he the small forward or the power forward?
Small forward.
Okay, so power forward, and it's not KG.
Maybe you'll disagree with this, but I think it's very fair. It's understandable at the very least. Mm-hmm. You want a clue?
It's not Draymond. No, it's not Draymond, is it?
No.
Give me a clue.
You're forgetting some heavy hitters. Still playing today, currently in the NBA.
Still playing, currently in the NBA. I'm just trying to like flip through all the teams in my head.
Yeah, he's like a top 5 player in the NBA. Currently.
Giannis, yeah, bad miss, real bad miss.
Whoa. Third team, you have Nash already.
Nash.
You should get you should get all these. I think.
Did they
you really think about it? 2 are still in the NBA right now.
Okay.
1 is a legend, and 1 is, I suppose, the most out of place of the bunch, but deserves the spot. But I'll give you a clue when you get there. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So now you just need 2 through 4.
2 through 4. Okay. 2 are still playing. So James Harden's probably one of them.
Yep.
I want to say Kawhi.
Yep. One more. Power forward position you struggled with last time. I'm surprised you didn't guess this person for second team.
I haven't guessed this person already.
You have not guessed this person yet. But they are a probably top 20, 25 player of all time. Legend. I can give you another clue if you'd like, but I'll give you a second to mull that over.
No.
Better. Not KG either. KG was an omission from the quarter century team, which is a bit odd.
KG's a tough snub, I feel like.
It is. You'll get it when you hear this player because it's hard.
Dirk.
Dirk.
Should be KG.
Indeed. Over Dirk?
Yep.
I think it's fair. I mean, Dirk had arguably the most impressive championship run in NBA history. So I understand putting him on here. But KG, Defensive Player of the Year, 1 title, MVP. Tough. The other snubs they mentioned, it was like Howard versus AD versus Embiid for that last spot. Howard got voted in.
I'm sure
I get
a
it.
lot of people that are like, they should have put Melo on there.
I understand.
Melo.
No, not even votes for Melo.
There shouldn't have been.
Staff was fully divided with it was like Dirk versus KG, like split votes.
Yeah, probably fair.
So anyways, Ratless. Go ahead. Kawhi, good pick, indeed. I can't even think of anybody else who deserved it over that. I think that was pretty fair. Like the closest thing is probably like Doncic or Tatum, but I think Kawhi just earned it over them.
I don't think their careers have unfolded enough either.
No.
That Kawhi Raptors run was crazy.
Incredible run. All right, Ratless, what you got?
Ratlist. My girlfriend has this obsession with just sitting outside. Loves it. Loves to sit outside. We went out on Saturday and like we're out like walking around like a nice like area like with shops and stuff. And there's 2 sides of the street, as there are on all streets, by the way. Most streets do have 2 sides. One side, it's evening, afternoon, shaded. The other side, in the sun. Can you guess which side she would have liked to walk on, Jack?
I assume it wasn't the shaded side.
It was not the shaded side. No, she's like, can we go so we're in the sun? She loves the there's only so many months when it's nice out. So we gotta make sure we just sweat our shit off for the couple months when we can do it.
Now, I have a hot take on this.
Go ahead.
Those months will come again next year.
They're
not gone forever. They're not gone forever.
Do you have a favorite season?
It's not summer. It's definitely not summer.
Does the summer part of it have anything to do with the lack of NBA?
I think summer is my least favorite season because it is so disgustingly hot out. I'd
Okay.
take if you eliminate all other aspects of like life
But
except for the weather, summer
weather
might be
alone,
last. Summer
summer's
might be
last.
last. It might be.
Yeah,
I
I
like
kind of
the
feel
winter.
the same
Winter,
way.
I love the winter,
I
but
don't like going outside in the summer that much. I mean, I'll do stuff. Like I like that I can go out and run and like wear like a
give
tank top
me
and shorts and be comfortable.
spring or fall like outside hanging out over summer 10 times out of 10. Not
Something
even
about
close.
the crispness of the air in fall. It's just like
Mhm. Fall's
even though
great. I like winter.
spring's probably my favorite with the playoffs and also the weather starting to get nice.
I think winter overall is my favorite with the holidays and the sports that are on. And I mean, I like the cold. I'm a big fan of the cold. So
You
everything
can
like
always get
that. But in
warmer
terms
to put more
of
clothes on.
exactly in
Yep.
terms of pure weather, like if you eliminate all other things, I think fall is probably one.
Yeah,
So
I think that's fair too. Like I'm a big fan.
yeah,
Um, but anyway, I mean, we had a fine time. It's just always it's just like little things. It's like, why are you built like this? Why is it like, yeah, I just want to be baking in the sun.
some people just love the heat, man.
She
I
got
don't get it,
sunburned.
but
Did I tell you that? She got sunburned
yikes,
not long ago.
that sucks.
Kind of funny.
Sunburn,
The odds were not in
bad.
favor of that.
You
Doesn't really
know, I
happen.
don't love a sunburn. Our rat list. I was at Top Golf yesterday. It was super fun, right? Love Top Golf. It was a good time. Went
I
with my
bet Top
family.
Golf's real fun for you because you
It was
actually know what
fun.
you're doing.
Yeah, way too hot, disgusting out. And it's like outside, but there's like fans. Fans did not do their job. I was like, I was like overheating hot. Like it was bad. My
Mm-hmm.
mom, we were all there. Everyone was just like, Jesus fucking Christ, this is it was like unbearable.
Henry go?
It was brutal. Yeah, Henry went.
Yeah, I love Henry.
It was fun. Top Golf was good. Yeah.
I've done Top Golf a couple times. I kind of like it. It's just like every time I go to Top Golf, I just say this would be so much more fun if it was baseball. Like if they just gave you a bat and ball and a tee and said go ahead and do it, or like
I feel like
even
that's
like
a lot
they
more dangerous.
is it?
I feel
Why
like it's a lot easier to hit a baseball backwards or to the
on a
side
tee?
where it could injure people. Maybe not on a tee, but you'd be surprised.
I feel like it's literally the
I
same
think
thing. If it's
part
on
of
a
it
tee.
part of it is the golf club has one side where you can hit the ball one face and it can only really go forward. If you hit the baseball in the wrong angle, it is a perfectly cylindrical thing. So I feel like you could bounce backward easier, if that makes
I
sense.
guess if you hit the roof,
Yeah, there's also
if you
no
undercut it real bad and hit the roof.
exactly. Like I feel like it's easier to pop up a baseball or pop sideways a baseball than it is to pop, you know. Like think about how
I
many
would
pop-ups there
100%
are in
agree on
baseball.
this if it wasn't on a tee. If it was
I
like
don't think it matters.
pitching machine.
Think about how many people at Top Golf are bad. Like you've been there. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, no, I'm one of them.
Think about how easily they will top a baseball versus like people top the golf balls. I feel like it's a lot easier, or excuse me, like pop up the golf balls. It's a lot easier to pop up a baseball than a golf ball.
I just don't know if that's going
Well, because
backwards.
it's a flat face. Like this is what a golf club looks like effectively, right?
Yeah.
And so it goes forward. Worst case, you top it up. You have to hit this perfect angle. This is a baseball. It's a lot easier to pop that up because there's a lot more of a surface area that could fuck it up. If you give them like a cricket bat, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just the
Top
surface.
cricket.
It's
Newest
the
business
surface area
idea.
thing. I feel like
Just
it's
Jack and I on Shark Tank.
a lot more injury risk with the baseball bat. Also a deadlier weapon if we want to put it in those terms too. I feel like you kill someone a lot
Sure.
easier with a baseball bat than a golf club. But regardless, I don't know if I have anything else. I'm trying
Did
to
you
think.
win?
No, I did not win. Famously, my family was preying on my downfall. I did not win. I kept slicing it. Like that's what I always do in real golf. Like it just goes into the nets. Oh, Ratless Brentford. They got fucked by Nottingham Forest. It pissed me off.
What was the final?
3-1.
I did watch the Liverpool game on Friday. It was nice.
I did too. I was at a bar.
Don't get
It's
to
good.
watch as much anymore because actually I think I'll be back being able to watch it because I don't. It's like now that I live with my girlfriend, I don't have to like go to and from my girlfriend anymore.
Mhm.
Like if I want to do something on Saturday morning, it's not like, oh, we're together for this time. We need to go to breakfast or like, so I can put the game on if I'd like to watch it. Mo Salah.
I was at a bar full of Liverpool fans. It was like a Liverpool bar.
It's probably fun.
It was electric.
It was probably not so fun for like the entire second half until the last.
Oh yeah,
10
they were
minutes.
it was very nervous. There was a lot of Liverpool's defense was just ass for the whole second half.
Mo Salah always scores on opening day, and also did the Horford chomp for Florida. Shout out to him. He scored his goal, went over to the cop, went like this.
Why?
I don't know why he did it, but that was the thing he did when he celebrated. I think he was just doing loud claps, but it looked like he was doing the chomp.
Interesting. That's all I got. Shout out Braintree in the Little League World Series. They just got eliminated, but it was cool that they made it there. Shout out Terp. And that's all I have for our list.
Yeah, I think that's it for me too. I'm not that angry this week. I'm in a pretty good mood.
Well, in that case, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Leave a like, subscribe. I'll say I'm taking it.
Hey, thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let us know how you're feeling heading into EuroBasket. I'm sure all of you cannot wait. Exciting event in the summer. You can find the two of us here every single day, regardless if there's EuroBasket preseason, NBA regular season, and so on. Full pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, game recaps, morning after each game. Other videos are here in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. You can find the two of us on Spotify and Apple too. All pods and recaps are there. So if you just want those followed, they'll go right to your feed. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that very, very much. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. We're reading them every single time we do the show. Big shout out to RJ and Matt today who sent them in. Good emails. We love to hear your emails, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Our socials are at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook's the name of the podcast. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter, Jack's1NBA. Mine's at Sam with Friends, NBA. That's it for
Taco. Come on.
Taco's having some fun here.